heart is obviously for him the source of intuition. It's direct contact with reality. So in that sense, so unmediated. And so in that sense, it's contrast with reflective observation, because that's a mediated knowledge, mediated through our conceptual organization and all that. Secondly, what's the second one? The second one is sensation doesn't play any part in the physiological sense. What other senses of it? So that tells me that he's using, at least partially, what philosophy intuition in the Platonic sense, or even Hegelian sense, because there's Hegelian of a sort in here. But if we look at Quranic usage of word heart, and also the word fuad, none of these meanings are necessarily present there, because Quran, obviously Quran uses the word heart and fuad in many different senses. It actually uses it in the sense of the physiological organ, but when it is using it in non-physiological sense, what it means is center of consciousness. Probably I'll make another separate video on all this Quranic usage of the word heart, center of consciousness. Sometime we had looked at it a couple of, I think 2-3 sessions before, or a couple of sessions before. It also uses, sometimes Quran uses in the sense of understanding, in the Kantian, almost Kantian, like in the sense of organization, and it also uses in the sense of al-aql. I'm not using reason, because reason is just a specific subclass of al-aql. Al-aql is a very broad conception of reason, if you know what I mean. Okay, and if we look at that, understanding obviously is not a direct knowledge. It's the organization of sense perception, and sense perception is present there. And if it is a center of consciousness, then sense perception is present. And al-aql, if it is an inferential faculty, then it's still so I don't think Quran uses heart in the Platonic or Hegelian sense of the word. So that should be clear. So Allama Iqbal is using here, interpreting Quran in his way to mean intuition in his own specific sense, which doesn't necessarily correspond with the Quranic usage. And